Sometimes it's just too easy to be angry all the while. Brexit case in point, I suppose. Well, for me, when that vote came in 2016, oh my God, I could have cried. And then it sort of followed with a deep hatred for all those who voted for it. And in some ways, all those who didn't bother to actually make an effort. They're complicit. But then it kind of had put it evolved into not just a hatred, but into concern, worry, nervousness, I suppose, as well. Because we live here in France, you see, and we were very concerned, me and my dear missus, that what the outcome was going to be for us. You know, all our assets were here in France. You know, we sold up in the UK and moved over to France. Bought a regular house and done it up. And we were really happy here. So for quite a long period of time, when negotiations were going on over several flipping years, we were left in limbo. We didn't really know where our cards, you know, how our cards were going to be dealt. We did extra French lessons and all that sort of stuff to try and practice the language more. And yeah, we improved, but even then it wasn't nowhere near good enough. The standard you have to be at is relatively good or relatively high. My dear missus is, you know, 70% deaf anyway, so she really struggles. But just, we were worried. We were really, really worried. And when we got to the point where we realised, oh, hang on, the government, the French government, that is, made the decisions and what have you, and then we found out about a thing called Puma as well, which basically meant that we had rights there. And all we had to do was apply for the cartes de séjour, for which is what we did. And we worried about our driving licences. So we got that sorted out. Turned out we didn't need to. Well, you could argue that one, to be fair. Well, that brings me on to, like I say, hate, anger, temper, and the decisions that we make as a result of anger, hate and temper. Now, when I was doing a live stream the other night, there were some people in the chat and what have you, regulars to the channel, and they were talking about things like, because I suppose there's a little bit of difference of opinion really. You know, I'm kind of like a bit on the fence regarding certain politicians such as Keir Starmer. Well, they called him, I was at Keir Kid Starver, but anyway, you know, I'm not quite certain about him, and I see where they're coming from because I don't think they're reflected in this current state of affairs at all. They're not represented. Represented. That's the word. Isn't it? Represented. Socialists. Where are the socialists? The Labour Party, isn't it? I don't think so. So I would agree with that. I'd say I'm personally, I think I'm more centre ground, but with a hint of socialism, I suppose. I don't know. But I'm just sick and tired of being angry with people all the time, you know? And I don't want to get riled up about this stuff anymore. I just want to keep it calm, because I think I'm a better person for it. And my dear wife, she's a gem. She really is. Well, you've seen her and what have you, and she's enjoyed me on the morning videos and that. And she's a really kind person. She's too good for me. She really is. And there's me, this angry person, pent up, you know, and I've got a little bit of history in regard, and a bit, you know, being the smallest kid at school, and not the smallest kid, but yeah, one of the small kids at school, what have you, getting picked on and stuff like that. I had to learn to fight, and like, you know, get a bit fisticuffy, you know, and you end up getting in a bit of a scuffle. Start pushing people through windows and stuff when they try and push you against a wall, and, you know, reactionary. Don't get you anywhere. That was pointless. As you get older, I suppose, you get wiser, don't you? Well, you'd hope so. Some people don't. Some people are well read, and they don't, and they still don't understand really what they're reading because the words are all wrong. Oh. Well, we can't keep being furious with everything in the world and stuff. Everything's going on all the time. One thing will make you ill, And I'd say it makes me ill sometimes. You know, I suffer a bit of, you know, a lot of people do mental health and what have you. And it's, I have to keep calm. You know. Sometimes you've got to remove the things out of your life that put you in a bad place, you know. That for me, that would be my brother-in-laws. I did that one. Got rid of them. Don't worry, not like that, no. No. We removed ourselves from the situation. In many ways. Well, we first uninvited them and then said, no, you're not coming around anymore, sod off, bugger off. You know, not that, no, bugger off. And then we made the decision to move over here to France and what have you. You know, the business was suffering because of the recession back in, you know, the financial crash in 2008. So we had to, you know, we basically sold up, paid the debts and came to France and bought a place here. Best thing we ever did. And part of the reason that is because we have space around us. And if you are somebody who is a little bit reactionary, sometimes you want to be able to choose the people that are around you. You don't want to be invaded by people who anger you constantly. People you don't agree with, and because you feel that they're... You know, I'm getting angry because I'm angry with them being hateful people. So I remove myself from the situation. And then I'm no longer angry. It's about keeping calm, you see. Now Brexit is kind of... It does that. At what point do I say to myself, oh, okay, they made a mistake? You know? At what point do I forgive Brexit? Because at the moment I don't forgive Brexiters at all. Even at the moment, I'm a little bit softer, but even if they've come to the conclusion that they've made a mistake. I suppose if they've got a heartfelt apology, not apology necessarily, but, you know, you feel it's sincere, not arrogant, well then, I would be warmer to it, you know? I'd be more open. Don't get me wrong, I haven't got such a high opinion of myself. In fact, I feel I've got imposter syndrome, to be honest, but high opinion of myself. I think, oh yeah, you know, you got to be friends with me because I'm so great. No, I don't feel that at all. Just want to remove myself from conflict, I suppose. It makes you unhealthy, makes you ill, makes it harder to control your weight and stuff like that. You comfort eat. Comfort drink. Cheers. Well, it's a light beer this time. It's only 6%. It just makes me wonder where we're heading, you know? It's just... I should probably get some wing in this. You know, at what point do we say, okay, you made a mistake, and in 2016, you're admitting it now, and I can see that they're sincere. I'm not like that flipping idiot I did a video about who bought a house in Italy, and now he's upset about Brexit, and he says he was lied to. The only reason he cares is, you know, the only reason he's angry with the Brexit is because Brexit hasn't turned out the way he expected it to. Well, it's never going to, you know. They can no longer stay at their holiday home. They were going to live there, but they can't now. They haven't got a visa. That's just how it is, you see. If you make silly mistakes, you've got to pay you do have to live with the consequences of them. And the consequences of Brexit at the moment, as it seems, is everything seems to be so negative. And it's really hard to see any positives. I can't. I just... Not for Brits anyway. Not for the ones who actually voted for it. Obviously, I did not vote for Brexit, as you know. I thought it was a foolish thing to do. Not because I live here, in France, or in the EU. No. Okay, that is a contributory factor, and I'd have voted against it anyway if it was on that basis. But I just didn't see any logic in it. As a practical man, as somebody who goes through life and makes things and mends things and put things together, it's all about logic. It's got a mesh. That's never going to mesh. You can see from the outset that it's going to cause barriers to trade and to travel, to science, to everything. And politics as well, and the environment. It's all become too political and not practical. There's no common sense in what we're doing at the moment. It's illogical. At what point do we stop being furious with the world and what's going on? Okay, some things you couldn't do nothing about other than be furious about, like, Vladimir Putin invading Ukraine. Of course I'm angry about that. But on local issues and things that affect us personally, I can't be angry about it all the time. I think we'll look at it as obstacles and how do we deal with it. There's kind of Brexit, the fact that we got our carte de jour, and the view is that we'll do our citizenship here at some point. It's how you deal with stuff, isn't it? Decisions. You've got to make the right decisions in life. Sometimes you've just got to say, just let somebody else make the decisions for you. Whether it be, what do you want for tea today, honey? Vice versa, whoever's asking. Sometimes you just, whatever you like, Just can't think straight at the moment. And when other people in the chat, or somebody I spoke to directly on a message on Twitter, somehow, who I understand, who they have their own things they've got to deal with the world that we live in, and the hate that we live in. And they said to me, well, I'm just stepping back from politics at the moment. If that's making you feel angry with everything, well, do it. Just step back from it. Same with this channel. If you think this channel's going to make you angry all the time, well, maybe it's not healthy for you. That's it. It's all my subscribers all dropped off. Do excuse me, I've still got laryngitis. I think it's definitely bacterial now. It's not virus. So I might need antibiotics, I think. It's been a week now. So, anyway. I just can't do it anymore. I just can't actually constantly be hate and angry at everything and Brexit all the time. Obviously, I'm angry at Brexit in the sense that I think it's foolish and stupid, and I will still carry on pointing it out. That people made mistakes. People were fooled, they're hoodwinked. The people we need to be angry at, it's a bit like what James Bryan says, be angry of like the Nigel Farages of the world and people like that. That's nothing I can do. All I can, do what I'm doing here is just carry on calling it out. Carry on making videos about it, I suppose. That's what we can do, isn't it? Really. But also, you need to do whatever you need to do to make yourself a better person. Because if you're a better person, it's how you make others feel as well. Because all my bitterness and anger and what have you, I try not to reflect it for this channel, but, my dear wife has to put up with it, She don't air it all the blooming time, does she? Of course she doesn't. People who visit or come round and, crikey, he's talking about Brexit again. You can imagine that. Oh, right old bore. I am. You can't keep doing that to yourself or to others, people around you. I don't know. It's like religion, isn't it? I'm not a religious person. Most definitely not. I think it's all science fiction. Science fiction is fiction. Usually I just point up, that's how someone show me anything to do with that. I say, I'm all right. I got my science fiction over there, my novels, all my fiction novels, or whatever it might be, sitting there. But anyway, I just can't do it like that. I just can't keep pushing myself. It's a slippery slope, isn't it? You can't. Now you sit down to this anger, and then you just push everybody away. Families are broken up because of Brexit. Relationships are broken up because of Brexit. That guy that I referenced earlier regarding his house in Italy, his missus voted to remain in the EU, and he voted to leave. And now they can't stay in the house. Well, I think that's some pillar talk, isn't it? Well, for me, it's just, we have to think, talk about religion again in the sense that I ain't got a problem with religion. If there's any good coming from it, if you're following religion and you're doing good for others, it's about what you're giving, The difference you make on other people's lives, fine. I mean, positive differences, fine. Yeah, if that's what it takes. I don't believe in it, but it's fine. Do it. You know. Flat earthers, I think I draw the line at that. But there you go. And there's certain people, obviously, like I'll never forgive. Racists, xenophobes, and stuff like that. That's it. That just. They can just take a long walk, a long run off a short pair or something, as far as I'm concerned. But it's you think yourself as a good person, are you being insular in the sense that, are you just not doing anything at all? Are you inert, and that way you're not actually affecting anybody? Or are you actually going out there and doing something positive? For me, I like to do a bit of charity work, what have you, regarding local fate and stuff like that's been going on. You know, and also this channel. I hope some people get some benefit out of it. I don't want to constantly make people angry, obviously not. Or inform. Sometimes it's quite hard not to, though. Oh my Gideon, that just happened, oh my God, it did just say that, did he? Oh my Gideon, oh dear. And I was getting riled up. You know, because I can be reactionary like anybody. That's human nature. Because sometimes we just have to step back and look at the things that rile us up, that make us reactional, and just remove them. Or remove yourself. I was just snappy and short-tempered. And I've been there, you know. I get frustrated for whatever reason. Like I said, that, you know, affects your health, what have you. Post-Brexit, me and the missus we were scared. We don't, oh, God, you know what? You know. Oh, sell our house, move back to the UK. We'd never, ever get what we got here. You know, and besides, we'd never be able to buy a house, really, because these places in France aren't worth a lot. They really aren't. No. We'd like to get a little two-bedroom place if we're lucky. And then you're really unhappy again, aren't you? And then you'd be angry again. The whole cycle of repeat, rinse and repeat. Well, I suppose life is a battle. And I think the main thing I'm trying to get across here is that if there's something in your life that is making you bitter, you need to do the best that you can to remove it. Or remove yourself from it. Even if it's a relationship. Even if it's a marriage. Sometimes it'd be better for both of you to remove yourself from it. If you're always at each other's throats, the other person's obviously not happy, then you've got to think about your children and that as well, if there's kids involved. You're not making yourself healthy, are you? Or happy, or healthy. You know, we know there's certain hormones and that through being happy and being positive that, good for us. It's excited. Excited about life, I suppose. Anyway, you tell me, what do you think? What are the triggers? What are the things that really make you angry? Is it about time that maybe you should start, hang on, and say enough is enough? Or ration yourself a little bit? Because for me in the past, I've been working on building sites and stuff like that. If somebody turns up and I know they're not happy with work when my employees has done or something like that, you have to diffuse the situation. So I go in there all happy and smiley and that, and say, what can I do? What would you like us to do? That sort of thing, And then we'll sort it out, and then, everything is done, tickety-boo, and we get paid, and then we'll shake hands and all that, and you get a good reference. Because sometimes you get a better reference because you sorted the problem out. There was something you weren't happy about, but you dealt with it. Which is a fact of life, It's about, it's the reaction that you get. You can be reactionary, but it can be positive reactionary. It doesn't have to be negative. No. But you tell me. Please leave it in the comments down below. I think I need to do something about my throat. It's my thin voice again. Oh, anyway. It's time for me to go. I'm going to say ta-ta, But please, like I say, leave it in the comments down below. And I've got to remember to look at the flipping lens of the camera and not at myself. Anyway, if you want to support the channel, the best thing you can do is just click the old like button. But there's always there's links down below if you want to support the channel. But that's not obligatory. No, it isn't. But that is obviously appreciated. That it is. Well, I've been beckoned. I am. My dear wife she cut the back grass and We're going to light the fire pit and that, and we're going to cook some sausages and some veggie burgers and stuff like that. And we're going to have a feast with the kids and the grandchildren. Yeah. And they're hungry little devils they are too. They'll be eating the fence in the moment, they're chewing on the... Oh, no. Oh, are they? Yeah, they're chewing on the fence. Don't do that. No. Break your teeth. Yeah. Well, yeah, but you wait. Get one of my burnt burgers. Ta-ta.